Welcome back to Dan's Messy Garage. This is going to be day 42 working on Project Betty, the 76 Monarch. And I have the engine compartment cleaned up. It was really grungy, had spatters of rubbing compound on it, dust from paint, clear coat. I used mineral spirits. Works out good. And a paper towel. Wiped everything down, and I took a microfiber and went over that, and it took a lot of that crap off. And the plugs are in, wires are on, so I'm going to say under the hood is done, and I can move on to other areas of the car. I think the next thing I'm going to do is put on the hood ornament and the hood latch. So let's see what we got here. Now remember, when I put the hood ornament on, I put it on the hood rather than up on the whatever this panel, header panel. So I need to find a big deep well socket for this nut. I got it. It's a 1 inch. So now I'm going to put the ornament in there. Figure out which way it goes. Looks like it goes this way. Or is it this way? Let's see, when that's down, goes that way. Okay, just like that. I got the nut in my deep well. Feels like it's going on. And me get a ratchet. I don't want to get that super tight because it's, crappy metal, pot metal or something. That's good. And then there's 2 bolts here that hold secondary latch on. That's the latch that engages after you first pop the hood open. Keeps the hood from flying up if you drive down the road. So I put the bolts back in the car when I took them out. That way I don't have to look for them now. Okay. Now there was this metal. See, the hood's either stays up or down. You can't do it halfway. So there's this big metal. I believe it's a spring. When you pull the hood latch, the hood will pop up. This is what does it. And this thing went in there. Went in before you put the latch on. And before this went on. So 2 bolts held this in. Like that. I can kind of see where the bolt heads were when I took it off. So I'm going to align that again. I'm going to snug them at first and check it. Feels like it's in position right where it is. So I'm going to tighten these. Now if I slam the hood, should work. I'm thinking I might squirt a little oil on the hood release latch. This won't hurt. There, a little bit here. A little bit for Santa Claus. A little bit more for Santa Claus. A little bit more for Santa Claus. Okay. I'm going to close the hood. See if it works. Now I get to go pull the cable. Hey, look at that, folks. That worked. Yep. Okay. On to the next thing. And I'm going to be putting the wipers on. New wipers. This car has two different style wiper blades. Driver's side has a blade with an extra arm on it here to help. I don't know why. I think when it comes up over here, it gets the blade more parallel to the side of the car, and when it comes down, it swings it so it's, more parallel to that molding, I'm guessing. But this arm goes on a pivot next to whatever this thing's called where the blade goes on. Now this car also has two different styles or methods to hold the blades on. This one, you have to use this kind of a tool. Where you guys at? This device here. That little finger down there grabs the blade. See if I can show you this. You guys are standing right where I need to be. This doohickey goes on there. Boy, it's tough to do one-handed. Like that. Where are you? Where are you guys going? Okay. And then when you squeeze this lever, it bends this powerful spring right in here. And that allows you to get the arm on the car. And on the driver's side, you also need to put this rod arm over that stud. So this one can be tricky. Alright, now this, when you put the arm on the car, you want the blade to be parallel to that molding at the bottom. And there's splines that you engage. I'll show you better on the passenger side when I try to get this one on. Let's go on the other side of the car. Now this is a different setup. This has this clip. See, once you bend the arm like away from the windshield, you pull this little retaining clip up, and that holds this kind of in line with that. So now if we go to the other side of the car, let's go for a little walk. Come on, Winnie. Over here. Get out of the way. I thought I could zoom in on that and show you, but this is like spline. It's also full of paint. Wonderful. Inside here, See if I can get it to focus. That's all spline too. You can kind of see the splines in there. And you got to get the splines to go together and the blade being down at the bottom where you want it. Because if you put it on the car, like this, then that's where the blade's going to be at rest. So at rest, you want the blade down here, down low. And I don't know if this is going to go on with the paint and those splines. Now see what I have here. I have it in the wrong position because this tip of the blade is actually hitting the molding. So I need to take it off, move it up another spline. When there's no paint on those splines, that'll slide on there a lot easier. You go get a rubber mallet. Couldn't find my rubber mallet, but I got this antique here. It's like super hard rubber, more like plastic now because it's so old. And it looks like there's a hammer or something. Anyway, this should do it. Bring you over to the driver's side, show you that pin I was talking about that held the arm with the hole in it. See that stud sticking up here. This arm has a hole in it. It's got to go on that studly. And then this goes on there. But I need my tool to do that. This tool grabs the end, and then when you hold the blade and squeeze the handle of this, it straightens out the spring in the wiper arm. Like that. And then you're supposed to line up these splines with that, but as you can see, it pops that rod off. There's supposed to be a little retaining clip that holds that rod on the pin. I don't have it. I make do without it. Just going to get this to get on there again. Splines to line up like right about there. Then that'll go down on there. I think the paint is stopping this one too, but it's in position, so maybe a few love taps will get her in. I got the passenger side on. What I did is I took this tip of a utility knife here. I went and cut paint out all those splines. And then it went on. See, once you get this arm to go on, like on the passenger side, that little retaining clip, once the arm's on, you push that retaining clip in, and it grabs underneath this top part and holds the blade on. Okay, got a lot of that scraped off. We're going to give this another try. If it doesn't go on this time, I'm going to walk away for sure and try something else on the car. So get the arm on the hole. My tool. going down. We did it, folks. Okay, wipers are on, so now we're going to move on to tail lights. Before we get to the tail lights, I was looking at this quarter window molding here, and it's got clips. Most of them are broke off. Still got a couple here, and they go like in behind the sheet metal, and I can get the two at the top to kind of hold that there, but there's nothing down here to hold it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue it on with some RTV type stuff. I'm going to put a bunch on, put some gobs of stuff on there, put it in position. Now I'm just going to tape it till that RTV type stuff dries. I got some little gobs I need to clean off, but at least it's on. Okay, I'm going to clean them off and then move on to tail lights. I'm going to put the tail light assemblies in, and it dawned on me when I got them out, there was 3 studs that were broke off, because each tail light's held in with studs and nuts, and one broke off and the other has 2 broke off. So before I put them in, I'm going to have to get some JB weld out and glue the stuff back together. So for now, JB weld studs. I don't have to record that. I have the studs JB welded on. That's got to dry. While it's drying, and before I put the front bumper on, I'm going to drop the rear of the car down low to get it right down as far as the jack will go without wheels and tires on there, because I'm going to need to climb in and out of the trunk easily. That's going to make things a lot easier, because the trunk needs to be cleaned out really well before I can spray the Raptor liner in there. And this will make it a lot easier to step in and out of when I go to do that. I see the trunk lock sitting there. I guess I can fight with that nightmare. That was a real pain to get out of there. Senseless. Oh, I don't really want to revisit that. I'm just going to put it in and shut up. All right, I'm glad that hemorrhoid's over with. Now I'm going to try to put in the tail lights. JB weld is dry. I'm going to stick them in there. There's 6 studs and 6 nuts. So this should slide right in there. Like that. And nuts on. I don't have a lot of room to get the tripod back there, but I need you guys to tell me if the lights work. First, just regular lights, running lights, on, off, on, off. I'm going to try brake lights. Brake on, off, brake on, off. Try turn signals. Left, okay, right. Now I'm going to try reverse. Park, reverse. Park, brake, brake, lights, brake, left turn, lights, brake, right turn. Okay. I didn't hear you guys say anything. Guess I'm just going to have to watch the video and find out. The last portion of day 42, I'm going to try to put the front bumper on. I know I'm going to have to balance that on a jack and then put the stone deflector on the bumper first, and then hopefully slide the bumper up to the car and bolt it on with 6 bolts. Let me get things set up and we'll go for it. I have things in position. That bumper is insanely heavy. Oh boy. First step is stone deflector's got to get bolted to the bumper. I have all the bolts ready. I've got some oil on all the bolt threads. I just got to quit procrastinating and do it. Okay, I have bolts started. Now I just need to align it on here. Up, down, left, right, tilt, everything. And then tighten it up. Bumper's going to need to get the steel wool treatment to shine it up. But, with that, you don't have to watch me tighten bolts. I'm going to call this the end of day 42, working on Project Betty and Dan's Messy Garage. Please stay tuned to my channel for other videos. You have a good day. Bye.